Hey guys, welcome to 4 Kids and a Farm. My name is Aaron. Today I'm going to be building raised beds, and I'm going to be building them out of materials that are not traditional raised bed materials. We prefer to build our raised beds out of redwood lumber, but lumber prices are sky high. Other raised bed materials, if you get those prefab metal raised beds, those are also incredibly expensive. So I'm going to prove that you can make raised beds out of just about anything. And today I'm going to be making them out of old, rusty, bent cattle panels that we've got lying around. I'm going to use those, cut them up, make some frames, fill those frames with cardboard boxes, fill those cardboard boxes with dirt, and then I'm going to pile wood chips around the sides to make it look aesthetically pleasing. It's not rocket science. It's not the fanciest raised bed you'll ever see, but it will grow us lots of food. So let's get to it. Now I have this old cannel paddle. You can see it's kind of bent up that I'm gonna cut into pieces. I did measure this out to be 8.5 feet long. If you have something to say about my get up, this is called garden leisure. I am dressed for protection and for comfort. This cattle panel is about 8.5 feet wide. I want my raised bed to be about 10 inches tall. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go along and I've got my bolt cutters. I'm gonna go along this whole line and cut it right in half. That way, when I put it in the ground, those little ends where I cut it off will be like little stakes, and they'll stick in the ground. They'll give it a little support, and then I'll go around that and I'll put, we got some redwood stakes just to make sure that it stays upright, and then we'll go from there. So I'm gonna get cutting these things up. So once you're done, that's what it's gonna look like. You can see this cattle panel's bent up a little bit. And so this will be on the ground like that, obviously a little bit straighter. So I'll have another one of these cattle panels going along this way, probably about 1.5 feet apart. We'll lay cardboard down the middle so that the weeds don't grow, and then we'll layer it with some good soil that we have. I'm gonna cut some more of these lengths. I think I can get 2 rows from this cattle panel here, so I might have to try to salvage another one somewhere else. So for this next cut, so I'm gonna go right here all the way along. So if you flip that upside down, that'll be identical to the one I just cut. And then I'll keep going back and forth until I run out of cannel panel. If you have questions, if you've got comments, if you've got constructive criticism, we always appreciate that. We always appreciate a like. And if you're new to this channel, subscribe. We're a family of 6, and we are working on growing all of our own food, animals and plants and veggies and fruit, and so we would appreciate you following us along. So I had to make a quick trip to Costco and grab a bunch of these cardboard boxes. These work really well as a weed barrier, and they're free. Go to Costco, we grabbed probably 20 of them. They're biodegradable. A lot of people will use these in their back to eating gardens and lasagna gardening. These boxes, usually the berry boxes, have less of the shiny painted on ink, and so all this ink is soy based. It'll degrade in the garden. We're using it because weed pressure is horrendous over there. We've got that Bermuda grass, and we're trying to cover that up and kind of give us not a sterile ground, but a good receptacle where we can keep it weed free. And these cardboard boxes are awesome. They're magic. They're free. There's a million of them. You go to Costco, just grab a stack of them, keep them in your garage, and you can use them for all your gardening. Really cool. Totally recommend that instead of the plastic weed barriers and stuff like that. This is way better in my humble opinion. So once you lay them down like that and make them square, you can start peeling them back. Go ahead, boys. And the kind of cool thing about the cattle panels is that you can peel back that cardboard and it'll kind of stick to the top, and it makes just like a perfect reservoir for dirt to be piled up in. Hopefully this works out great. We're gonna bust out some more of these and we'll kind of show you the finished project tomorrow, because as you can see it's getting a little bit dusky and it's time for dinner. So we'll finish this up and we'll fill it with dirt and mulch around it tomorrow. Say good night, guys.
Good night.
Okay guys, welcome back to another sunny day here in California. We did take a couple days break. We had a baby calf born, so we were plenty busy with that and with a sick mama afterwards. So if you are into calves and into cows, we'll link that video up there. I did do a little bit of work with these garden beds, and these are what they look like. This one obviously is not finished, but this one is. They go up pretty easy. There's a lot of hauling of dirt and wood chips. I'm gonna throw up this last one for you guys. We have enough material left for this last one. These are gonna be for our seed potatoes that are being prepared right now. You know, the one thing about anything DIY, there's no one right way to do it. You use what materials you have what's lying around. You can go as expensive as you want or as cheap as you want. We like the aesthetics to be nice, so we're trying to cover up a lot of the poor aesthetics with things like mulch, wood chips, because we don't really want cardboard boxes poking out. I mean, that's just not really super attractive. So this last row, I'm going to just put the cattle panels up. I'm measuring, it's every 16 inches is gonna be the path. And then the row itself is 16 inches. For tying the cattle panels to the stake, you can use wire, you can use baling twine. We used baling twine on one of them. We weren't really satisfied with how it looked, and so we're gonna use wire for this one. And the really great thing about these boxes is it helps to keep things square. They are exactly 16 inches wide. I'm gonna get some dirt in here. We got a pile of dirt left over from last year. We've got some compost that I'm gonna mix in here as well. And then I'm just gonna go around and fill in all the gaps with wood chips that I picked up this morning. And you guys, when all is said and done, you'll have some cheaply made, awesome raised beds for your garden. We will continue to monitor this and we'll have an update. Do us a favor, leave us a comment, like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow us along, ring that notification bell, and we'll see you in the next video.